As you all know, today's the day for presentations. We do it as though you're talking on TV, but with a hand mic. So I'll just turn it on, make sure it's on. So apparently you can speak normally, but you have to hold the microphone close to your mouth, okay? So we'll probably harass you about that a bit, just because we want to be able to hear you. And there's an X, there's a spot right here to perform at this spot. So when you do your thing, come up and do your thing from the spot. Now it's absolutely okay if you read from notes or whatever. Try to make it as fun and engaging as possible. And please, when you start, say your name. So, you know, this is Malcolm Cecil reporting about Netflix or whatever. And then give us your thing, okay? And we'll call people up in groups so that we get you know, an understanding of what it is that you're working on. Hey, Tom, come on in. Do you have a sort of industry news item to talk about?
As far as events that are happening in the news?
Yeah, that sounds like you haven't prepared one. Well, you'll enjoy watching everybody
There's
present there.
I could do, but I haven't prepared it.
Okay, well, you see what you think once you've heard and seen. It's kind of specific what people are doing. So let's see. Dylan, I forgot to get, what are you talking about, Dylan? Again, I know I asked you last class.
Warner?
You're talking about Time Warner, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
specifically the Time Warner and AT&T merger.
Awesome, okay. All right. And so Tom, we don't know if you're going to talk or not about something. Henry and Katya, Henry?
No, actually we're doing...
Yeah, you guys are doing Amazon, right? Or?
No, well actually we got confused because
Okay.
we were like looking for one new and then, so we're doing Telemundo.
Telemundo,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough. Okay, so
Oh yeah,
so you're not doing Amazon Studios. No one's doing Amazon.
No, I am actually.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yep.
Yes, okay, gotcha. All right. So Telemundo and okay, I think I got it straight. Just so that I'm calling people up at the same time for the same company, basically. That's all. So once again, the way we proceed, you know, I'll call you up for your group. Everybody could stand over there, but the person doing their news comes and stands at the X because you're on camera, and hold the microphone close to your mouth so we can hear you. And then you do your thing and be sure to introduce yourself first so we know who you are. And that will be good. All right, so let me put this down here for a second. You know, the context for all of this week, we've been talking about media industry and how it is organized basically under the control of 5 very large corporations. Outside of a diagram like this, you would have to bring in the telecom companies as well, which are also, you know, they provide, for instance, satellite, the equivalent of cable, but through satellite, so on and so forth. So there's companies off this type of chart as well, this diagram. But as you can see, a few really large corporations own things like broadcast networks and cable operators and movie studios and television production studios and cable channels and so on and so forth. So a lot of this business has come together through convergence. And of course, also some folks will be talking about the new competitors to these traditional broadcasters from streaming and you know, digital companies, basically, be they a social network like Facebook, which is pushing video and has actually plans to start doing entertainment video. We'll see. You know, your YouTubes and your streaming services like Amazon Studios and Netflix, all of which are providing interesting programming and competing against the traditional broadcast television and cable providers. So it's a very big, very diverse field, but a lot of it is owned by a very few companies. So that's the state of things. So it'll be interesting to see if we have any trends that come out of today's presentations and discussions. Last semester, definitely streaming services were very big news. There were lots of talk about that. So that's it. Just a reminder that next week on Tuesday, we're reviewing for the quiz that's on Thursday. So there is a quiz next week. You're not obliged to attend, but you can either do the quiz from home or you can do the quiz here in class. The quiz is on chapters 8, 9, and 10, I believe. Let's just see here in the modules it will say. So chapters 8, 9, and 10 we'll be reviewing on Tuesday. I'll put up a PowerPoint of slides that cover the material for you to start reviewing. I'll do that over the weekend. And then Tuesday we can look at those, talk about the answers. Where is next week? Sorry about this. I guess it's media operations would be next week. And there it is, the review for quiz 2. Okay, so that'll be refreshed. And chapters 8, 9, and 10, which we have covered. So just a heads up about that. You can take it at home, you can take it in class, your choice. Well, why don't we have Natalia and who else is doing Telemundo?
Katya.
Katya, okay. Why don't you guys come up and start with Telemundo? We typically applaud after each as well. Just a cue. So there's your spot. Perfect. And
She has to be
We'll
there.
switch, I guess. We can switch, or how do you want us to do it?
well, once Natalia's done her little bit of news, then pass off the mic and you come and stand on the spot and you do it.
All right. So I'm Natalia, this is Katya. And on April 10th, Forbes.com reported that Telemundo introduced their brand new headquarters in Miami, Florida. Telemundo is an American Spanish language television network owned by Comcast through the NBC Universal division, NBC Universal Telemundo Enterprises. The company invested more than $250 million to build the custom-designed modern-day facility.
For the past 30 years, the Telemundo headquarters.
Please, microphone close by. We won't hear you otherwise.
For the past 30 years, the Telemundo headquarters were housed in an older building in Hialeah, Florida, without its other divisions. The new headquarters is said to be an eco-friendly building that can sustain a Category 5 hurricane and can remain in operation during weather and environmental emergencies. The building sits on 21 acres and will house 15 highly adapted studios, including 2 digital studios, virtual and augmented reality sets. Telemundo Center will also be the home of Telemundo Academy, a multimedia educational institution.
Oh, cool. So that was one news item, wasn't it? Or was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just pointing that out. Okay, thank you. Anyway, it was a good one, a big one, an interesting one. And I hope maybe they'll invite some of our students to the academy at some day. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome.
Cheers. All right, so let's have Disney, a huge group. Come on up. Andrea, Nicole, as far as I know, Ivan. Is Ivan here today? That'd be a shame if you missed it. And Christopher. Okay. I was not here. This is where we all figure out if we did something different or not. Okay. Christopher, do you want to go first?
You guys want to go first?
You're on base? Okay. Andrea wants to go first. All right, so speak up and directly into the mic, okay? Attention, please. We're doing Disney, owner of the
Hello,
world.
everybody, and welcome to Andrea's Disney News presentation. Today we'll be talking about a very recent event that happened within the Walt Disney Company. As published by FoxBusiness.com, Thomas Barabi reported on April 11th, 2018, which was yesterday, that the Walt Disney Company, which is the world's second largest media conglomerate, has launched a new ESPN streaming service as a response to the company's recent subscriber losses. ESPN has actually lost more than 13 million paid subscribers and tens of millions of dollars since 2011, as more consumers turn from cable bundles to cheaper streaming services such as Netflix. Dubbed ESPN Plus, the subscription-only direct-to-consumer service will cost $4.99 per month and launch alongside a redesigned ESPN digital app. While ESPN Plus will not air any NFL Monday Night Football games, the service will feature at least one Major League Baseball and one National Hockey League game per day.
Okay, can you swap places? Because Nickel, you got to be on the X. All right, thank you.
On February 16, the launch of Black Panther has hit theaters worldwide with an estimated revenue of $1.3 billion on its earnings as its top Marvel movie for the year. Other movies that hit major theaters by the same company, Disney, such as the Star Wars: The Last Jedi, the eighth installment in the Star Wars saga, made the same amount as Black Panther, but has a higher gross. With these movies performing spectacularly coming to 2018, coming from both studios, Disney and Marvel itself separately. These studios are anticipating. Anticipating their newest movies, Avengers: Infinity War, and the Han Solo's origin movie, as to be expected in theaters soon. Due to the critics' negative review of The Last Jedi and another Disney movie called A Wrinkle in Time, Infinity War has huge expectations coming from fans and critics alike. Due to the Marvel's 10-year plan leading up to the April 27th release. But overall, even with its few bumps in 2017 and early 2018, there's still upcoming movies that can redeem Disney from losing income and revenue from their last two bumps. Thank you.
Thanks. Did you say what the source was?
Oh, it's in the. I think I said it's Forbes.
It's in your script. Okay.
Yeah, Forbes and CBFC.
Okay, thank you. Excellent.
CNBC.
Great.
Do we need to send our script?
You don't need to send the script in, but you need to, you need to have, like he was just telling you the quote. So you don't have to
Okay.
send the script in.
Go one up.
Yep, go right ahead. Talk right in the mic. Yeah.
Hello, my name's Chris Wong, and I'm here with 60-second news to report about some Disney updates. According to the Nerdist posted on April 10th, 2018, starting in May, the reboot of DuckTales is coming back to the Disney Channel with an episode slate to air every day of the month. The show will officially premiere on its new channel on May 1st with episodes from the first half of the season, which broadcast on Disney XD last year, but a brand new episode won't air till May 4th. Unlike the original series, the updated show has emphasized serialized episodes and dives into the slowly unfolding mystery of Della Duck, the long-missing mother of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. The other major plot points involves Magica Dispel, an evil sorceress who has planted a spy close to the DuckTale family in service of her larger agenda. With the last 11 episodes left in Season 1 and a renewed for Season 2, make sure you tune into DuckTales.
Okay, thank you. Did you get information? Where did that come from?
The Nerdist.
The Nerdist, right. Okay, thanks. Sometimes I just don't hear, but that's good. Great. All right, thank you, guys. Have a seat. Okay. Cool. Let's see. Time Warner. So that would be Ethan and Dylan, right? Maybe.
Yeah. I think we did the same topic though, so mine might be pointless.
Oh, well,
Did you do the same merger? Yeah, the merger.
you'll probably have a different dimension on it. It can happen. You know, so I used to try to make people discuss it in advance, but that's hopeless.
I don't know if there's anyone in my group or not.
Yeah, I stream the class, so.
Oh, okay, that's.
Cool. Okay. Well, you just
All right.
you go the route. We'll
Well,
see.
my name's Dylan. I chose Time Warner, and then here's my story. So on Friday, March 22nd, the New York Times reported that AT&T is planning to merge with Time Warner, but the Federal Department of Justice challenged AT&T with antitrust laws in its opening argument against the merger in court. The merger is broadly anti-competitive according to the department, but would raise the cost of television for consumers across the nation by $436 million per year, or an estimated 45 cents per consumer every month. If all goes in favor of AT&T, then this would be the second largest merger in history.
All right, thanks. Ethan,
Yeah,
take a shot.
same.
Take a shot at it. Come on. You may have some different news.
This was more detailed than it's just. Okay.
Go for it.
My name's Ethan, and CNN reports today that the ruling judge in the government's case against the AT&T and Time Warner merger has asked both parties to speed things up in relation to the court case because they just not providing information, blah blah blah. And both companies face a $500 million fee if they break the merger. And the case has slowly been making progress due to the fact that there is no jury and just has one ruling judge who has all lines of questioning and makes the final decision. See, I didn't read that. I didn't know that.
All right, there you go. You see?
And that was funny from CNN because they own CNN, so it could all be lies.
They have to. They have to report even on themselves, but they should say that they're reporting on themselves.
They
Thank you
did it like
both.
if it was like an addendum like 3 days after.
All right, cool. Thank you both. So this could happen, that a group, they have duplicate stories just because, as I said, I used to try to coordinate getting everybody to talk before, are you working on this story or that one? But now that we have folks streaming like Ethan, and there's not a big opportunity unless I considered organizing a discussion for each group and having this I don't think people would even use it. Anna, what are you going to talk about today, just offhand?
I'm going to be talking about Pixar.
Pixar, okay. Oh, we had the Disney group already. Could you come up right away and do Pixar then? Because it would fit with the Disney group, and the Disney group is already gone. Come on up. Or you want to do it at the end?
I can do it again, only because I'm terribly out of breath.
Okay, no problem. All right. We will accept that. Let's see here. We've got the digital upstarts coming up next. We got Sarah on Netflix, I believe. We've got Arthur and Erica on YouTube. And we've got Jonah on Apple. Am I forgetting anyone from the... Yeah. Amazon? Okay, and what's your name again?
Gianni.
Okay, right. Good, of course.
All right.
Go. Amazon Studios. Okay, everybody up. This one is huge. Digital upstarts. I love it. You look like you want to go first, Sarah.
Oh, really?
All right, so Anna, just remember when it's your turn, we have X marks the spot here. It means you're on camera, and everyone has to speak close to the mic because we want to be able to hear you on the recording. All right, take it away, Sarah.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm going to report about Netflix. On February 26, Netflix announced to be offering new parental control features over their streaming services. Parental control restrictions are already provided and will be, in fact, enhanced to give parents more control over their children, over what their children can watch. Parents will be able to set up an account-level PIN-based restriction right inside their profile settings. The PIN will require to play individual movie and TV series above a selected maturity level of on any or selected specific profiles. In addition to that, at the beginning of any content, Netflix will also be starting displaying the MPAA or other maturity level rating right when the title is playing and denoting a warning note such as the presence of some mild rude humor. The new features will be available in the next coming month, so stay tuned. And the original news was reported on March 5th by Variety.com.
Thank you, Sarah. So big development at Netflix for sure because they are challenging PBS and also your cable channels in the area of children's programming, and they are a real killer at that because you can park your kid in front of the streaming service and it'll just show one thing after another after another. So parental controls probably a big deal for that aspect of it. All right, there you go.
Hi, my name is Erica, and I'm here reporting from the WCCF, which stands for Where Consumers Come First Tech. It is a technology publication house that began back in 2004, and their purpose is to provide information and report on a range of technology, gaming, mobile, and general, as well as industries that consumers follow on a day-to-day basis, such as YouTube. On April 9th, the WCCF reported that several child advocacy and privacy groups filed a complaint with the FTC claiming that YouTube is violating children's privacy laws and collecting information on those under 13. Despite offering an app for kids under 13, YouTube is not clear about its age conditions and provides the viewers with ad placements that show their knowledge of their age range. However, YouTube is arguing that the protection of their viewers has always been a top priority and will review the complaints as well as work on improving their guidelines. The disputes on whether YouTube or the parents are to blame is still on the table, as well as the decisions to be taken have not yet been determined. Thank you.
Cool. So just one sec, because you spoke really fast, but do I understand that, so YouTube gets like profile information for kids on the notion that they want to show kid appropriate advertising, but there's also then an issue about the privacy of kids because you're asking how old they are. Is that it?
Yeah, so they're like basically denying that they know the age, but they have databases where they show like your viewers are in this age. Right?
Gotcha. Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool. Thank you. I got it. That's an interesting kind of double-sided issue. You want to know how old they are and stuff. You want to know about them so you treat them well, but by collecting information about them, you maybe violate some of their rights too. This is interesting. Really.
All right, I'm Jonah, and I report on Apple. In 2017, Variety, LA Times, Macworld, and other sources reported on Apple's announcement to go into TV production and spend $1 billion on original TV production. This is a tentative approach as top dog Netflix is planning on spending about $7 billion, and other competitor Amazon plans on spending about $4.5 billion. Eddie Q, Apple's senior vice president of internet software, in an interview with LA Times expressed the company is well aware they are new to the party and they are taking small steps into the new endeavor. Production on shows will begin in 2018 with release dates most likely coming in 2019. They have 10 shows in the works. The first 2 being purchased are Planet of the Apps and Carpool Karaoke the Show. They have also tabbed Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston for a sitcom. Apple has hired ex-Sony president Zach Van Amberg and Jamie Ehrlich. The duo is responsible for shows like The Blacklist, The Goldbergs, and Breaking Bad, in hopes that bring some of this success to the company, and also hiring Matt Chernis, ex-GM of WGM America and Tribune Studios, to head development of the original entertainment group. They're taking a safe business approach to the new medium while also getting good talent and easing into an already dominated market. Although, being that it is Apple, they're sure to make some noise and draw attention of a wide audience.
Excellent. Real interesting. Okay. Hey, by the way, while we're doing this, I'd like at the end, I'd like you all to vote for the most favorite news item, not the most favorite presenter, but the most cool news item that you heard about in this class. Okay, and we'll try to remember what they are. There you go.
Hi, I'm Arthur, and I'll be reporting on YouTube. Very recent news on YouTube. They decided to be more strict on guns and firearms. So a lot of YouTube channels that talk about guns or show any content that involves guns are at risk of getting their videos taken down or losing their channels. The restrictions doesn't give specific details on, but give you strikes. two ways of getting strikes is anything that sells or promotes firearms, you're at risk of getting their videos taken down, or any videos that teaches you how to like load a gun or disassemble a gun, you're at risk of losing your video or channel. That's all.
All right, thank you, Arthur. Where did your information come from?
I forgot to write the site.
You don't remember what site it was? Nope. Okay, well, see if you can dig it up and just email it. You'll probably find it in your history. All right, thank you. And all right, and Gianni.
All right, hello everybody. My name's Gianni, and today I'm going to be announcing news about Amazon Studios. All right, so on February 9th, 2018, the New York Times reported that Jennifer Salk was now named the new head of Amazon Studios, ending a nearly 4-month search that began when former executive Roy Price was fired after sexual harassment allegations. Amazon Studios had been looking for a new executive for months, and they were very open about their preference for a woman executive, and it appears that they have found this woman in Mrs. Salk. Salk will now hit the reset button and hopes to thrust Amazon Studios into as much success as media leaders Netflix and Hulu. So she was chosen for the work she did as an executive over at NBC Entertainment, and Amazon Studios is hoping that she can spearhead a successful turnaround just like the one she spearheaded for NBC. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos has been very clear about his ambitions for Amazon Studios, which won its first Oscars in 2017. Before he famously declared that he would, during that speech, he famously declared that he was looking for his own version of a Game of Thrones type of show. Amazon has had a few costly missteps in their short lifespan, which started back in 2016, which is why they're not considered as good as like Netflix or Hulu. So Amazon Studios has also announced that it is working very hard to spread its consumer base to a largely international level, and they are spending millions to earn viewers overseas to compete with Netflix. Additionally, Salk will now inherit one of the most expensive projects in TV history, which is an adaptation on Lord of the Rings. This adaptation costed $250 million for the rights alone, and production costs and marketing costs could easily lead that figure to rising over $500 million. So we can see that Amazon Studios is serious about competing with Netflix and Hulu, and they sure have the money to be among the best. Now it's just a matter of spending the money correctly, which should lead to a lot of upcoming success for Amazon Studios.
All right, thank you. And you said that came from New York Times. Yeah, good source. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Has anyone heard more about the Lord of the Rings adaptation? Is anyone kind of following that? No? It seems like a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
I guess, I guess 6 movies was not enough to exhaust our interest in that whole universe. So, well, that's cool. Ivan, I see you came in, so you and Anna can eventually present about Disney because she's on Pixar, and so.
I switched to Netflix.
No, well, come on up now and do it then, because you'd be the end of the upstarts, and Anna will still be on her own then. Okay. Go right ahead. X marks the spot.
Camera's that way.
It's the one in the back.
Hi. All right. So it was reported back in January 30th, 2018, that streaming titan Netflix was in talks with French filmmaker Luc Besson's production company, Europacorp, with intentions of producing content for Netflix's growing catalog. Europacorp, valued at an estimated $186 million, is a studio responsible for such action sleeper hits such as Taken, the sci-fi thriller Lucy starring Scarlett Johansson, and The Transporter. According to Variety, the content would be released as Netflix originals and would span the course of the next 2 years. similar to a deal made between Paramount and Netflix recently. In addition to originating movies, Netflix is also interested in Europa Corp's library assets, which would grant Netflix subscribers access to a variety of other works produced by the Paris-based company.
All right. Okay. Okay, why don't we have Fox up next? So that would be Ron and Arnold and Artrinia. And anybody else I might have missed? You want to go first, Ron?
First Century Fox. On April 10th, the 21st Century Fox Corporation made headline with an article on The Guardian. Recently, 21st Century Fox Corporation had an invasion of the office in Europe. Authorities from the European Commission investigated the officials due to a potential abuse of its dominant position in the broadcasting of major events. Although being searched, Century Fox had no worries. A spokesman for the company said Fox News Group, Network Group, is cooperating fully with the European Commission inspection. Due to the inspection, Fox ran into a small problem, which involves not having the opportunity to buy 61% of Sky News. Fox has been trying to buy 61% of Sky that it does not currently own, which can make Rupert Murdoch have more control over news providers in the UK. From this, Disney offered to help Murdoch with the deal, which can make them take over Sky and most of Fox Corporation. We'll all be looking forward to see what the next move is with Murdoch, if he will seal the deal with Sky or allow Disney to take over the company.
All right, thank you. Yeah, it always seems like the Europeans are much stronger at regulating companies and stuff. You know, they're after Facebook as well for privacy and so on and so forth. Hey, Ron, yeah?
Mine's kind of the same thing.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Kind
Well, maybe you have a different angle of it.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? My name is Ron, and I'm covering Fox News. So, Rupert Murdoch's 21st Century Fox has stated that it would sell off Sky News to Disney to allow regulatory concerns over its proposed acquisition. Fox wants to buy 61% of Sky News it doesn't already own. The Murdoch family's news outlet are currently consumed by nearly a third of the UK's population across TV, radio, online, and newspaper. Fox has proposed to sell Sky News off to Disney, regardless of whether or not its acquisition of Fox goes through. As you already know. The proposal by Fox includes funding for 15 years instead of the 10 Fox had proposed prior. Rupert Murdoch and his son, Lachlan, Sky's chairman and chief executive Chase Carey, will not influence Sky News, Sky News' editorial decisions. Disney's takeover on 21st Century Fox would also include Fox's current stake of Sky News at 39%. Comcast has also bid for Sky News at 22.1 billion in February 2018.
Awesome. Thank you. What was your source, Ron? What was the source? Do you remember?
BBC.com.
BBC.com. Cool. Okay. All right.
Hello, my name is Arnold, reporting Fox News. The USA Today reports on December 18, 2017 that the Walt Disney Company is sprinkling $52 billion for Loxi, thus on 21st Century Fox, an accusation that will include the company's film and TV studios, cable entertainment networks, and overseas TV business. The all-stock transaction was announced on December 17, and as part of the deal, Disney chief Bob Iger will stay on through 2021, while regular viewers of Fox News may shudder at the idea of the right-wing network leadership having to answer to no Democrat leader for the next 4 years. Fear not. Fox News is not going to be part of Disney. As part of the Disney, Fox merger. 21st Century Fox will spin off Fox News, Fox Business, and the Fox Broadcasting Network into a new separately traded company. It's interesting because Fox News is a crown jewel of 21st CDF cable business. It's the most watched news network of cable and drives healthy results for its parent company. But Disney, which already owns ABC, is not interested in beefing up its news operation with this deal. It's all about entertainment, content, sports, and greater distribution power.
All right, thank you. That's a nice bit of analysis too that you added on there as well, because we all know Fox from the Fox News cable channel with its political leanings, and of course that's a key part of News Corp, which owns all of it. For decades and decades, they came out of the news business. But as you can see, they're very interested now in global satellite delivery. That's the whole excitement around Sky. And they're interested in hanging on to their news operations here in the United States. Very influential right now. It seems like the president watches a lot of Fox News, so that's something to hang on to. On the other hand, you look at the Disney side of it, and they're going to start these new Disney streaming services to compete with Netflix and Amazon, I would assume. So that requires a lot of content. And even if they've got, all the Lucasfilm library, all the Pixar library, and so on and so forth, plus everything from ABC, it's obvious that they can also buy up what comes from with the, 20th Century Fox library, which was a big television production studio as well. Shows like House and anything basically, most things that you saw on the Fox channel, they would be owned there. So Disney's, positioning itself to have a huge library full of material that it can stream. I would assume not just the family-oriented stuff, but Fox was good with young adults and stuff. So.
All right, hello, my name is Anna Kagunda, reporting to you a bit of news from Disney. On April 6, 2018, Pixar Animation Studios, a subsidiary of Walt Disney Company based in Emeryville, California, announced on its official Facebook page that the much-awaited Toy Story 4 is set to be in theaters next summer. This comes nearly 24 years after the debut of the original Toy Story movie. Fans will be happy to know that the key voice actors, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Annie Potts, and Joan Cusack, will be returning to the film. According to British online newspaper The Independent, the June 21st, 2019 release date was originally scheduled for this year, but the resignation of writers Rashida Jones and Will McCormack resulted in a year's delay for the film's premiere. In a joint statement released by the two writers, they stated that, "We parted ways because of creative and, more importantly, philosophical differences. There's so much talent at Pixar, and we remain enormous fans of their films. However, there is a culture where women and people of color do not have an equal creative voice." Jones and McCormack's script included a love story between the characters Woody and Bo Peep, but it is unknown as to whether or not this aspect of the plot will remain in light of the writer's departure from the project. The Daily Mail noted, however, that although there is much excitement surrounding this announcement, there are some Toy Story fans who are less than thrilled, arguing that the third installment of the film provided enough closure, thus rendering a fourth edition both unnecessary and unwelcomed.
Thank you. You keep that, yeah. That's fun, Anna, because you also gave the kind of the opposing view, which is simply that no one wants a fourth Toy Story as well. You're saying it's eagerly awaited by fans, and then others might feel that, okay, enough is enough. They've driven that one into the ground. Who knows? But also interesting to hear that Rashida Jones was, I know her as an actress from Parks and Recreation, and also as the author of one of the greatest Black Mirror episodes ever called Nosedive. So she's obviously got great talent as a performer and a writer, but writing for Pixar is huge. So I'm thrilled that she was in that, position. And it's a shame they had to leave, but Disney eats up writers and directors because every film is potentially $1 billion earner, and in the Star Wars area, they throw out directors left and right, people with huge track records and stuff. Doesn't matter. Disney is pretty dictatorial like that. Anyhow, interesting. All right, just subjectively, without a vote, what was the most interesting piece of news you learned about today? What did you think was impactful? Maybe something you hadn't heard about? Or what do you think was big?
I didn't know about the Amazon thing, and I thought it was interesting.
New executive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is an interesting one. And the old, what was he, a CEO? I don't know. As you said, stepped down for sexual harassment. And,
People actually.
Yes? Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
They seem to like the new person a lot, so hopefully they can get back on the map there.
Yeah. I attended a kind of a junket that Disney ABC put on, and at that time their executive, Anne Sweeney, was, she came to talk, and literally people were prostrating themselves on the ground. So it's hard to, personally, in the company that I keep, it's all pretty kind of, everybody's sort of on the same level, when you get into just even like briefly for 3 days like I was to look at a corporation like that, the power of these executives is jaw-dropping. It really is, so somebody who's taking over Amazon Studios like that, it's hard to emphasize just how powerful they are, all of these big executives. But she was pretty amazing, and clearly like a very nice, decent person, but everyone around was like, it was kiss the ground. It was incredible. So an interesting education to go there. Others? Yeah, Andrea?
I think it'll be interesting to see what Apple comes up with them, like shows and movies and stuff.
Yeah. Joan had a good point. They're taking a kind of slow step into it.
Got some good people.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, and definitely hiring producers and performers and stuff that people know about. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And then also to see how they tie it into, iTunes and Apple Music. I mean, all of the many products they have is kind of like, it's sort of like, back in the day, you bought a PC, you got a Microsoft product automatically on it. I'm pretty sure if you buy an Apple product soon, there'll be all kinds of, hooks out to the entertainment programming as well.
Like all their shows are going to have Apple products in them.
Right. Yeah, that's the other thing you can do. Of course, cross-promote Apple products like crazy. That's true. Yeah. That's such a big deal. Okay, any other finds? Any other great things? 2's already pretty good. So that was very interesting to me too for a bunch of things that I will think about. One thing I quite enjoyed was the quality of your sources. Everybody who remembered was pulling on very reputable journalistic sources, and if you didn't remember, email me. But I'm pretty sure nobody went and found some fake news, which is awesome. Interesting how much of it came from Europe as well. Again, once you get on the internet, it's like you're a global citizen, right? So that was good, but truly appreciate it, and just underlining that the quality of our democracy depends on the quality of our news, and I'm really glad to see people coming in with news that was obtained through credible channels, because that's always a fear that I have, that we'll start circulating misinformation. All right, cool. Well, thank you for doing your job so well. As I said, next Tuesday we are streaming and in class reviewing for the quiz that on Thursday you can take either online or in class, depending on how you like, okay? On chapters 8, 9, and 10. Okay, thank you. We get out early today. Another bonus.